care. Happy birthday!
I want to thank you all for joining our celebration this evening for the 100th anniversary of the incorporation of an American institution, the Highway Democratic Club. Is one of the oldest continuing democratic political clubs in our city. Our club serves the need for people to work together, to improve their lives for themselves, their children, and their grandchildren. I thank you for linking arms with all the people who have been members of the Highway Democratic Club over the past 100 years. I tried to find somebody, and some of them, but sorry, they're not alive anymore. So.
Good one.
I thank you for believing in the principles of democracy and freedom which made America great. And I thank you for being here to celebrate the 100 years with people like our honorees, Michael Beauvais, Judy Vertsman, Edward Martin, who you already heard from, Arthur Ayadala, Bruce Barron, and Billy Jelly.
Yeah, Billy!
Represent the very best of our club, our country, and the American people. I want to give a special shout out to the officers of our club who work so long all year. People don't even know how much work they really do. Teresa Scavo, Vincent Casella, Robert Gertzman, Alan Pop, I forget I'll make him happy, Pat Hayes, and certainly, not least, to Michael Geller.
Yeah!
And soul of this club, 24 years as distributor. He made this club, and we honor him. And thank you again for being here with us to celebrate. We'll all present ourselves, so I'm only kidding. But thank you for making this a real reality. It was a dream. And working with Teresa just about 5 months ago, we were like, we don't know what we're going to do, but with the help of all the people like Billy, we were able to do this. And I really thank you, and I do want a special acknowledgement to my best friend, Danielle Montague. And another shout out, because I'm a mother, to my daughter, Karen Siegelman. And one other thing, Isabel DeMolos, I know she's like this, really helped us out. Isabel, thank you. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Club members in the back, thank you.
Moments with spiritual beings and human moments. And you need people who are compassionate, because compassion is a gift that keeps on giving, and she continues to give that compassion. When she leaves politics, I will leave politics. We came in together, we are leaving together. We are partners to the end. And when you saw how I ran my Senate office, I do not subscribe to the theory that you need to feel that you are larger than others. If you do not surround yourself with people who will tell you when you're not doing things right and be in your corner when you need them, you're not going to continue to succeed in this plan. Ingrid put together my entire Senate campaign and my entire borough president campaign, and that is why we were successful. Someone asked me tonight, how did you run a borough president race with no candidates? I said, it's called Ingrid Martin. Get it? Get it? So I want to ask you to warmly greet the Woman of the Year, my friend, my sister, Ingrid P. Lewis Martin. And the plaque reads, the Highway Democratic Club salutes our Woman of the Year, Honorable Ingrid Martin, in recognition of her extraordinary service to her community and to the people of the city of New York as a political leader, a role model for our youth, and a powerful voice for those who are in need to be heard. Pearl Singelman, District Leader, Teresa Scavo, President. And Pearl would contest to Pearl and I were out the other day, Ingrid, you didn't even realize it. Ingrid called Pearl and she said, I didn't tell you to honor me, why you honor me? I'm not coming. Pearl said, Ingrid, please, just come. But that's her style, I thank you for what you do. Say a few words, everyone, Ingrid.
Thank you so much, Board President. I am truly humbled this evening. I want to first thank District Leader Pearl Singelman, who I happen to be honored to call a friend. And our friendship happened instantaneously. And anyone who really knows me can attest that once I lay eyes on you and I like you, it never ends. And we laid eyes on each other and a friendship immediately emerged. I want to thank our District Manager, Chair, my mistake, Chair, Teresa Scavo, for this honor as well, and all of the members of the Highway Democratic Club. I, under the norm, do not accept accolades publicly and plaques. I pride myself on being a community activist. I'm blessed this evening with my family, my husband, my son, my sister, my cousins, my son's girlfriend, a bunch of other friends, my PSCH family, and I have some brothers here, Johnny, Daniel, Steve. I'm just really overwhelmed this evening. Words cannot describe how happy I am to be honored for what I do from a point of love. I work hard, I play hard, and I give hard. And the only thing that I ask in return is that everyone give back to their community, because as I said, I am a community activist. So people always say, how do you do what you do? I do what I do because I'm committed. I had parents who were solid. My parents always told us that you must give back. You are blessed. You're not rich. You don't have a lot. My UFT family, you don't have a lot. But whatever you have, you must share. When I talk about my work relationship with Eric Adams, that's one thing, but we have a friendship. And we argue like brother and sister, and he tolerates stuff from me that he tolerates from no one else, but I earned it. Because the love that I have for Eric is great. But my commitment to Eric is because he is truly committed to the people who he has been elected to serve. And when people say that we didn't have a campaign, we did have a campaign, but it was a different type of a campaign. All right, we didn't have the street fight with candidates, we had a different kind of fight. A fight which was trying to annihilate Eric politically and me as well. a fight that tried to assassinate our characters. But no offense to anyone, there's a God. And our God is large and our God is in charge. And we knew that we didn't do anything wrong, and we just kept moving forward. And we had a lot of people who stayed with us, our families first. We had a good, solid family foundation. And without my family who tolerates me, because I'm always born, I don't know what I would have done. Borough President Adams has a solid family. And then we had a Kings County Democratic family that stayed with us, starting with our county leader, Frank Sedio. And we have to publicly acknowledge him tonight. Please give him a round of applause. I see former Councilmember Lou Fidler. He was one of the people who stayed with us. This would be the first year. So we did not forget. And I'm going to announce tonight to you something that no one knows, but the borough president did say that when I am out of politics, he is out of politics. So tonight is my retirement from politics. And with that joke, I want to thank you, Pearl, again, for your acknowledgement, and I love you. And thank you, Borough President Adams, because I know your schedule, I read it, and he took out the time to come to honor me. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. And those of you who know me, even though whether you knew you came from me or not, I love you. Those of you who don't know me, I love you more. Thank you.
You see, she brought the entire florist company, you know.
Cut it now, because we got to save battery.
Thank you very much, Mike, Pearl, and this tremendous club. I've been practicing in Brooklyn on Avenue U about 26, 27 years. And it's people like Mike and Pearl that never make me change my address to Arthur Ayadala's address in Manhattan. All along the years, people have said to me, how come you don't move to Park Avenue? How come you don't move to Madison Avenue? And I told them, my address doesn't make me any smarter. Although obviously, Arthur, it made you a genius. Anyway, I can't say enough. I'm honored to be part of this family. It is a no-brainer whenever I'm asked if I can help in anything, because it's a small part of what everyone in this club does, especially Pearl, Teresa, and Mike, and all the others. You're true Americans and testaments to what this country is all about. And with me tonight, I have my wife, the love of my life of 27 years, Julie, my daughter Amanda, who's an aspiring shyster also. My son's not here with us today, and members of my office, which I'm proud to have with me tonight too. I'd like to congratulate all the honorees tonight. Certainly, you know, when they first called me up, I thought, in 100 years, if the best you could do with me, this club's over. But now that I came here tonight and I saw the other honorees, I don't mind being Philip. So congratulations to all of you, and thank you for this tremendous honor.
We have Nick Parmesan, chicken tuna, and stuff below.
Thank you very much, Terry. This is a great, great evening, a great evening of success. Any club, regardless of what club or what type of club, whether it be a political club, it be a fraternal club, it be one of the not-for-profits, there's so many of them. To be out there and to last 100 years, to be able to serve the community deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for their great, great success. Arthur Adala left out one little portion of his speech, and that was that I made him a millionaire. You guys don't know that. I made him a millionaire. Well, you see, he was in a three-way primary to challenge the winner of the three-way primary on the Republican. I was the winner of the Republican primary in that city council race. Now, he may have won that, and he would have never became the attorney he is today. God made him close that door, but he made him a millionaire, and he made him a damn good lawyer. Give him a round of applause, because he is. We are honored here today. Mikey Beauvais, there is nobody better. Mikey Beauvais not only leads the NIA, but he is a leader within the Department of Sanitation. People look to his leadership. People have seen what he's been able to do. He is truly, I'll use Steve Simowitz's mother's favorite. He's a mensch, right?
Thank you, Teresa. Ladies and gentlemen, 100 years ago, I didn't think that this club would still be here after I founded it in 1914, actually. Actually, it was 1912, but we were incorporated in 1914, which that's when I really came aboard.
Okay.
It's great to see all of you tonight, and one of the things that you notice on your books, on your journals, which cost us a lot of money, and we're happy to give them out. One of the things you'll find on the journal is a reference to centurions. Now, what were the centurions and who were the centurions? Luckily tonight we have a room full of very intelligent UFT members who know all about the centurions, but for the other folks like myself, let me just tell you that the centurions were individuals who were part of the greatest empire in the history of the world, the Roman Empire. And those centurions were the backbone of the Roman Empire's military. They were non-commissioned officers, generally working with 80 to 100 men, and they were picked because they were the most trustworthy, the most hardworking, and the most honest individuals that could handle an army. Now, we call our three people that you're going to meet tonight centurions because just like the centurions of the Roman army, these centurions saved the Highway Democrat Club in many different occasions and other specific occasions which happened when they allowed us to honor them. But behind the scenes, they've been with us all the time. And we would never have reached this 100th anniversary had it not been for these three incredible young men. Arthur Ayadala, Bruce Barron, and Billy Joe.
Yeah.
Now you'll see in your journals, if you have them in front of you, the biographies, and they are extraordinarily prestigious. These are very prestigious, important individuals. I have met and known them for at least 20, 25 years in most cases. We start with Arthur Ayadala, and he's the first centurion that we're going to mention. And I see Senator Marty Golden has come in, and Marty will talk to you in a moment, okay? Arthur Ayadala is a super lawyer. He's been honored by so many magazines and so many journals of law that it's really beyond comprehension. When I met Arthur, he was going to run for the city council. And he wasn't a lawyer, or he was a lawyer, but he wasn't the same Arthur Ayadala that we know today. He was struggling a little bit, and he wanted to be a city councilman, and I felt that this was a person who could do a great job, and we helped him in the club, and we went out and we campaigned. But there's a major problem with an Arthur Ayadala. Nobody knows what an Ayadala is. Is Ayadala Greek? Is Ayadala Spanish? Is Ayadala a Muslim name? Is Ayadala Latino? What is an Ayadala? We had to come up with an answer. I couldn't think of anything, and this was my business at the time. But Arthur, one day, showed up with a dollar bill, what I thought was a dollar bill. And in the center of the dollar bill, there was a picture of Arthur. And I said, "What's this?" He says, "I'm giving them out at subway stations." I said, "You're giving out a picture of a dollar bill with your picture on the front?" He says, "Mike, it's an Arthur Ayadala bill." And you know what? We had no business doing too well in that race, and we really didn't do great, but we did a hell of a lot better with the Arthur Ayadala bill than anybody had thought of. And after that happened, I said, you know something? I said to myself, maybe you have another career. Maybe law is really something, because a mind like that, an Arthur Ayadala bill, showed me that this is somebody who can go far as a lawyer. And thank God, Arthur, you didn't win that city council race. You became a lawyer, and you became an enormous, enormous success. Let's give a round of applause to Arthur. Arthur is, of course, you can see him on Fox News, where he is the exclusive analyst for everything that happens legally. He's always in the newspapers. He always has been in every aspect of publicity when it comes to law and large cases. And in addition to that, he comes from a family of winners and tremendously important Ayadalas. His father was Louis Ayadala, is Louis Ayadala. Is Louis Ayadala, the great Louis Ayadala, I want to say. And I want to mention that Louis Ayadala worked 50 years for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and he is one of the most beloved individuals in the New York City situation of law and justice and courts. And Louis Ayadala is here. Let's give him a round of applause. His grandfather was the inimitable Artie Ayadala, not Arthur. You know, he had a different one. Listen, Artie, I'm going to be Artie, let you be Arthur. I don't know. I use a Jewish accent because I'm afraid the Italians will beat me up. It's not a good accent. So anyway, Artie Ayadala was in the Hall of Fame as a judge because he was a referee at the Frazier Ali fight of the century, and he was one of those people who made that decision of who won that night. And he is recognized as one of the great judges, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame. And that's the grandfather of Arthur Ayadala. So it's no wonder that Arthur turned out the way he did, and we want to thank him, and we want to tell him right now, come on up and say hello and give us a few words. Arthur Ayadala.
Thank you very much. I am humbled by this award. I totally feel like I am amongst family because I am amongst family. I know you're never supposed to correct the person who introduces you, but I'm going to do so in a very flattering way. Number one, Michael was the one who came up with the idea for the Ayadala. He said, your name is too hard to pronounce, no one's going to understand, and no one knows what nationality you are. Let's get a dollar bill, put the Italian flag on it. And it wasn't my big bald head with George Washington is. It was an I. It was an Ayadala, and that's how people. And Mike was great, and he made me put a crossword puzzle on the back of it, so that when I gave it to people at the subway stop, they would do the cross. They actually took it. Marty Golden, who was going to kick my butt if I won the primary anyway, did a poll in that race in the beginning, and I started out at 3%, and thanks to Michael, I wound up losing by 100 votes with 37%. But Michael and Pearl were so spectacular. But I am just going to, and Marianne Bertuna is my law partner and my best friend. Marianne, stand up, because she really deserves all the credit. She's very beautiful, she's a brilliant lawyer, and is just and she wanted me to make a really, really, really long and boring speech about what do you want me to talk for 30 minutes, right? I'm not going to do that. But I do have to thank Pearl and Michael because they did do something that changed my life. And you know, that sounds like a cliche, but it really isn't. Amongst so many people in this room whom I see, from Rekia to Marty and one of the closest people to me in the whole world, Michael Beauvais and Mario Costantino, who I've learned so much from, and their families. In August of 1994, Joe Hines decided, well, a little earlier, he decided he was going to run for Attorney General of the state of New York. And I was the only mope I was a prosecutor at the time, and I decided I liked politics so much, and I loved the campaigning so much, that I was going to leave the DA's office and work on the campaign. And I did. I was the only young assistant of 500 lawyers who handed in their badge. Now, there was an older assistant DA who handed in his shield as well to go work on the campaign, who happened to be my boss at the time, but I didn't know him that well. Well, cutting to the chase, on August the 1st of 1994, so it will be 20 years this August the 1st, Michael Geller handed me the keys to the Democratic Club, the Highway Democratic Club, which at the time was on Coney Island Avenue and Avenue T, correct? And Lou Fiddler, who was here earlier, who was the campaign manager, called me in and said, all right, kid, Hines has a lot of faith in you. The Brooklyn operation is the most important one, and you're running it. Blah, 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 blah. Here are your duties. You're going to have the most volunteers. You're going to have the most this. You have the most responsibility. You're going to have the most money. And we're giving you